Michael Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer, will tell Congress on Wednesday that Trump knew his longtime advisor Roger Stone was communicating with WikiLeaks about publishing stolen emails from the Democratic National Committee, according to the text of his prepared opening statement. In the prepared remarks, Cohen calls Trump a racist, a conman and a cheat, and also levels accusations that the president personally signed a check to cover hush money payments to keep quiet an affair with adult film actress Stormy Daniels.
Cohen plans to testify that he previously lied to Congress about when Trump abandoned a business project in Moscow, although he will deny that Trump personally told him to lie. A person familiar with the testimony said the document, which was first published by Politico, reflects what Cohen submitted as his prepared remarks, though they could change somewhat when he delivers them Wednesday to the House Oversight Committee.
He is a racist. He is a conman. He is a cheat, the remarks say, referring to Trump. He was a presidential candidate who knew that Roger Stone was talking with Julian Assange about a WikiLeaks drop of Democratic National Committee emails.
In a statement sent via text message to The Washington Post, Rudolph W. Giuliani, Trump's personal attorney, slammed Cohen as a liar. "It's pathetic. This is a lawyer who taped his own client when he claimed he was being loyal. If you believe him, you're a fool," Giuliani said. He bragged he was connected to Russian organized crime, and he may be.
His father-in-law, who gave him millions to invest, was convicted of tax fraud and a money laundering operation. Let's see if these Democrats want to ask about his many crimes having nothing to do with anyone but his coterie of business associates with questionable connections.
Cohen will claim that in July 2016, shortly before the Democratic convention, he overheard Trump and Stone discussing Assange's plans. WikiLeaks released its first batch of stolen DNC emails on July 22, 3 days before the Democratic convention.
Days before the Democratic convention, I was in Mr. Trump's office when his secretary announced that Roger Stone was on the phone. Mr. Trump put Mr. Stone on the speakerphone. Mr. Stone told Mr. Trump that he had just gotten off the phone with Julian Assange and that Mr.
Assange told Mr. Stone that, within a couple of days, there would be a massive dump of emails that would damage Hillary Clinton's campaign, the testimony notes. Mr. Trump responded by stating to the effect of "Wouldn't that be great?" Stone was indicted last month for lying, obstruction and witness tampering in special counsel Robert S.
Mueller III's investigation of Russian interference in the 2016 election. Trump has denied ever talking with Stone about WikiLeaks. The person familiar with the testimony said Cohen does not have other evidence, such as contemporaneous memos, to support his recollection of the call he claims to have overheard between Stone and the president.
In the testimony, Cohen paints Trump as a virulent racist in private. "He once asked me if I could name a country run by a black person that wasn't a shithole." This was when Barack Obama was President of the United States, Cohen's testimony notes.
While we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. And, he told me that black people would never vote for him because they were too stupid. And yet I continued to work for him. Cohen says Trump personally directed him to pay off Daniels to avoid the embarrassment of his affair becoming public and to lie to Melania Trump about the relationship.
Cohen plans to give Congress a copy of the $130,000 wire transfer he sent to Daniels' attorney during the campaign, as well what he describes as a $35,000 check signed by Trump from his personal bank account on August 1, 2017, one in a series of installments he allegedly made to pay back Cohen for the Daniels hush money. "He asked me to pay off an adult film star with whom he had an affair, and to lie to his wife about it, which I did. Lying to the First Lady is one of my biggest regrets. She is a kind, good person.
I respect her greatly, and she did not deserve that," his remarks say. The president's former lawyer says that Trump continued negotiating for a luxury condo tower project in Russia throughout the 2016 campaign. Cohen has pleaded guilty to lying about that project in his 2017 testimony to the Senate and House Intelligence Committees. Mr. Trump knew of and directed the Trump-Moscow negotiations throughout the campaign and lied about it.
He lied about it because he never expected to win the election. He also lied about it because he stood to make hundreds of millions of dollars on the Moscow real estate project, Cohen's remarks say. Cohen's remarks say that Trump did not directly tell me to lie to Congress. That's not how he operates. But he plans to allege that Trump's personal lawyers reviewed his untruthful testimony ahead of time.
I lied about it, too, because Mr. Trump had made clear to me, through his personal statements to me that we both knew were false, and through his lies to the country, that he wanted me to lie, the remarks say. And he made it clear to me because his personal attorneys reviewed my statement before I gave it to Congress. Cohen plans to testify that he doesn't have any direct knowledge of Trump's campaign coordinating with Russia to interfere in the election.
But he does recount an encounter, probably in early June 2016, between Trump and Donald Trump Jr. that he suggests may have been related to the president's son meeting that same month with a Russian lawyer whom intermediaries had suggested had dirt on Hillary Clinton.
I recalled Don Jr. leaning over to his father and speaking in a low voice, which I could clearly hear, and saying, "The meeting is all set." I remember Mr. Trump saying, "Okay, good, let me know," Cohen's remarks say. What struck me as I looked back and thought about that exchange between Don Jr. and his father was, first, that Mr. Trump had frequently told me and others that his son Don Jr.
had the worst judgment of anyone in the world. And also, that Don Jr. would never set up any meeting of any significance alone, and certainly not without checking with his father. Cohen also lays out several cases in which he claims Trump misused money or misrepresented his finances. In one case, Cohen claims Trump directed him to find a bidder to purchase a portrait of himself at an auction.
After the bidder bought the painting for $60,000, the Trump Foundation reimbursed the person with funds meant for charitable use, Cohen claims. In 2016, the Post reported that Trump used $20,000 in Trump Foundation money to purchase a 6-foot-tall portrait of himself at a children's charity event at Mar-a-Lago, possibly amounting to an IRS violation.
That auction took place in 2007. When he speaks to Congress, Cohen will portray himself as a loyal follower horrified that Donald Trump actually won the presidential election. "Never in a million years did I imagine, when I accepted a job in 2007 to work for Donald Trump, that he would one day run for president, launch a campaign on a platform of hate and intolerance, and actually win," the remarks say.
I regret the day I said yes to Mr. Trump. I regret all the help and support I gave him along the way.